For Sabra Minoka say the Convention People's Party CPP almost the lengthy letter bar, and they are finally speaking about Operation Recover All Loot, which is oral. Now, according to press release, Omo Ediababe Tujane, some Diababe Tujane, they are saying say this particular team oral and I say Operation Recover All Loot, John Dramani Mahama or Recover, and they believe say it is the most important part or an branch of government to tackle corruption since Kwame Nkrumah's regime. Now this comes at a surprise because most people thought say many parties were opposing oral, but Kamya said within just 24 hours we are seeing more political parties, not just CPP, come out to say that they support oral. Even some MPP people are saying say oral no idea in Nayunsum because something good. Therefore, in summer Abetuja from the CPP's camp, the Convention People's Party's camp. If you're National Communications Director, IFN Mr. Osei Kofi Akwa or no idea in some way Betuja now quickly emphasize press release into screens so you really exactly what he said and what he means. Also, CPP supports oral recovery of loose to date back to 1966. So now they are saying this whole oral John Dramani Mahama shouldn't just focus on any ABA and the past administration, any together with past administrations of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, but Omunkwa Rawlings time and even Kwame Nkrumah time. So nobody can say oral is a bad initiative unless they are unpatriotic and have looted the states themselves. It is upset and annoying that people who were employed by the state ended up selling the very state enterprise, institutions, and other properties to themselves and their cronies, portions of the state. Right? So basically, the more parties you see, or parties you see, and very sad say, one more you power almost no mun protect Japade state aban Japade omu no mo ton Japade na ama omo ndan fofo mo busuafo no mo che Japade na fa or something to say the CPP has outlined its expectations for the oral initiative and emphasizing the recovery efforts must include all assets, the state vehicles sold to politicians and civil servants to state lands used for illegal activities such as galamsey, and called for and we also call for perpetrators of such as to be charged according to be surcharged accordingly. And they say more parties say see ano John Dramani Mahama Operation Recover All Loot no was so more expanding because nema bebre akoso abemu a omeni enje ho and because of that no ye hwe cars ya tonton ama nkrofo state car na auction 10,000 cedis assassin ya ton 49,000 cedis ama MPB was see ekoni ye gigi sa na nyina Ghana for back or sanso to us say all lands vested under the care of the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, which have been misused for illegal activities, must be recovered. Omupa say Ghana Armed Forces cars any armor cars any vehicles any armor so ndi jumbo protect and yenhwe obi biara o misuse car na no dey any own personal thing ko sa ne girlfriend in the family to kwan wo mu no yenje ade or some to also said the CPP highlighted a 1966 pivotal movement in Ghana's history, marking the beginning of widespread impunity following the coup that overthrew Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, arguing that this event enabled military and government officials to allocate state assets to themselves and low prices. The trend party believes must be reversed. No party said in 1966, a year coup d'etat so Kwame Nkrumah efiade so no. The ehu ye ne say Kwame Nkrumah efiade so pe na one na ya Paul mo some ministers MPs ni ade no almost started tuntun aban Japade any cars no maton no mafa state lands no ma change no de akom dim akoso ama from home for almost 50 years no abaya trend that any political party be or obeba so be an oba no so de sabe bo public place me say the obinya no wenya okokan say aban de okomu a we say utimi nya bibi film that is it yento aso with what really follows. I think say or say as Nkrumahs we demand the recovery of looted state assets dating back to the 1966. The coup sowed the seeds of impunity and it's time to rectify this historical injustice. No, CPP for omo yusu and omo hwe omo dan Kwame Nkrumah sisi no omo hwe Kwame Nkrumah na namuntu no omo de atoto omo ho no they are saying say ebra Kwame Nkrumah ye kudita ofi ade so ehɔ na saa nneɛma nyina estart say efi nti o se ye call back ne hwɛ state lands na ɛwɔ hɔ ni nyina no ho amu na fight omo de bo omo bo saa nneɛma nyina o se ye hwɛ ne ye gigi saa nsase ne kaa se nyina ɛne chapade nyina ɛma ɔman ni bio. The CPP called for the initiative to expand beyond the capacity the capital city of Accra, emphasizing the need for a nationwide audit and reclamation of state properties. Now the CPP is saying this thing shouldn't just be in Accra. It should just go beyond Accra. It should go beyond Accra and also other regions. It further criticized government appointees who abuse their positions, engaging in corrupt practices while earning salaries funded by taxpayers' money. The CPP expressed outrage over instances where ministers and officials with inside knowledge purchase state properties for personal gain. And Akufo-Addo amamwo na Botiano MP wata asase ayawaso central MP former MP and Enrico ono so abasa say state lands to bia febia bonepo. Meanwhile this pool the sworn oath to protect the public purse. Meanwhile mo call some conrich mo no person also bia Ghana yetimi kwaji property because Akuffo omegu ye ni ma say. In any serious country, a minister with first-hand knowledge of state asset sales should not be allowed to benefit those transactions, the party argued. The CPP has reiterated its commitment to supporting the recovery of looted assets and ensuring accountability for those who betrayed the public trust. Until now, the CPP is saying, based on all of these particular aforementioned, I was see a obi biara wouldn't say an our knowledge about state property state assassin. And I buy say a ton for no and I meet my bia fan my fan so nipa ni nyina no and we see a ma ekwa abem na then dey cry na we see it me bomb dey and a track money a chew we and a CPP before they are to join. This is definitely a very laudable project and Akufo any ajwa. In the meantime question is some John Dramani Mahama a blue shark Kantamanto for in some mode to ja.
I want to first thank you all for the warm welcome you gave us during the campaign when we called on you in your palaces. I do think that the role you played in welcoming us and giving us good counsel on how to conduct our campaigns and make sure that the election is held peacefully, in a peaceful atmosphere. I think all that contributed to the successful election we had. It is my intention that we will hold regular dialogues on many issues of importance, not only to the chieftaincy institution, but also to the progress of our dear nation, Ghana. In our campaign, one of the issues I raised was to see how we can increase the involvement of chiefs in the governance architecture. There are some things that we need your influence to support government to be able to achieve. Protection of the environment is one of them. The traditional areas belong to you, but it's government agencies like the EPA and all those agencies that are supposed to have the legal mandate to protect the environment. But I mean, the EPA is sitting here in Accra. How many offices do they have in your traditional areas? So if somebody goes into a forest reserve and starts cutting trees down, the chief has absolutely no power to stop the person. And most of the time, the person will come with a license from Accra and say, oh, they gave me a license, this is my concession, I've come to cut timber. And so how do we get the chiefs, better involved so that it's a synergy between government and our traditional authorities?
There's a lot to be done structurally, and also with regard to how we interpret our constitutional standing and provisions, and vis-a-vis the Chieftaincy Act. What is most important to most of us is right down from the word go. I think this is an opportune time for us, the National House of Chiefs, to once again go back and reassert ourselves.
There's not much to say. We all know what the situation is with our power generation sector. And if there was one of the first meetings any person who's taking responsibility of this country had to have, then it's with you, the power producers. We all remember the time of the power crisis, popularly called doomsday by Ghanaians. It was important that we expand the space for independent power producers because government on its own could not always leverage the capital to put in the generation that was required. And that's how come many of you signed PPAs and set up the thermal plants that we have. Now we have an energy sector that is burdened with debt, highly inefficient. Just giving a ballpark figure, the audited debt in the power sector is estimated at about $2.5 billion. But I thought that it was important for me to meet you as president and tell you that I care about your concerns and what you're going through, and to say that we're going to work together with you to see how we can resolve the issues in the power sector. The first thing is for us to deal with the issue of the value chain, the whole power value chain. And that means that we must start from the downstream all the way upstream. There are issues to do with availability of gas, and so that's upstream. And the next is to see how we can bring more efficiency in terms of your sector and the production of power. I can assure you we're turning a new chapter. As I said in my inaugural address, I said Ghana is open for business again. You guys brought your investment in here, and you expected that investment will pay off. And so we need to be faithful partners in order that you're able to run your businesses properly and you're able to account to your shareholders.
The year 2nd of January, there can be anshim. Be diminution Franco Bodonkoro. Skidifo Jomo French, a jato baby in Tim Modamra. It drew ho, Cocorishay, or Bohon buying the fire extinguishers. A try as a gibutum jano and so, Yantimi. Hono ne Ijano Eji and Sem. She joining in a Jurabe Ubia for P. Bakokurampo. Joining in a she.
A drew bronya holidays na ade, Koshansu who kota, uniska, ye mount. Into a cojin loan kakra, and ye debetu as ye. A man to say be almost ye demand momuton we are, and say numere no abeye akunta de amount. Into yantimif and fast cano, and co bank, said you be, and a free idea, na she say. Na carpenter swear tree ya. Papa, ye bed ding. I feel Mamma yet to said almost down na ye cano, yet to what dream one, ye near Bacon, BB, and no damn so say I drew Colibu, or no show.
We all heard the sad news of what happened. I think Kantamanto is a household name here in Ghana. There's no person in Ghana who hasn't heard about Kantamanto market. So it's a very important hub for trading in Ghana. It supplies goods to the whole country. And so when we heard the news, it came as quite a shock because the country was in the mood for the inauguration and everything was going well. And so for something like this to happen really saddened all of us. The loss of capital, the loss of goods has been very heavy. And so we asked Nana Jane to pay you a visit and to let you know that we're concerned about what happened. And today I got the opportunity, and so I said that I wanted you to come so that I'll listen.